Football Australia has publicly backed head coach Tony Popovic despite the Socceroos' heartbreaking exit from the 2026 FIFA World Cup, insisting that the national team's campaign should be viewed as a significant step forward rather than a failure. The governing body believes Popovic remains the right person to guide Australian football into the future, even after intense criticism followed the team's elimination in a penalty shootout against Egypt. Australia entered the tournament with high expectations after successfully qualifying under Popovic, who had taken over the national team during a challenging period. His appointment brought renewed optimism, with supporters hoping the Socceroos could build on their impressive performances from previous international competitions. Throughout the World Cup, Australia displayed discipline, defensive organisation, and resilience, qualities that reflected Popovic's tactical philosophy. The Socceroos advanced from the group stage before facing Egypt in the knockout round. The contest was closely fought, ending 1-1 after extra time before Egypt secured victory in a dramatic penalty shootout. While the result ended Australia's World Cup dream, many observers acknowledged that the margin between success and elimination was extremely small. Despite the disappointment, Football Australia moved quickly to express confidence in Popovic. Chief Executive Martin Kugler and Executive Director of Football Heather Garrick emphasized that reaching the knockout stage represented an enormous achievement for a squad featuring several young and inexperienced players. They argued that the tournament provided valuable experience that would benefit Australian football for years to come. One of the biggest talking points after the defeat was Popovic's controversial decision to replace young goalkeeper Patrick Beach with experienced captain Matt Ryan specifically for the penalty shootout. The move sparked widespread debate among fans and football experts. Many questioned why Beach, who had performed well during the match, was substituted before penalties. Others defended the decision, noting Ryan's vast international experience and leadership qualities. Another controversial moment came when 18-year-old Lucas Harrington was selected to take one of Australia's penalties. The teenager missed his kick, leading some critics to question why such responsibility had been placed on such a young player. Popovic, however, firmly defended his choice, stating that he trusted Harrington's confidence and character. He insisted that young players only develop by embracing high-pressure moments rather than avoiding them. Football Australia echoed that support, refusing to criticize individual tactical decisions publicly. Instead, officials emphasized that coaching decisions are always made based on detailed preparation, player readiness, and the information available during the match. They stressed that while reviews would be conducted after the tournament, they had complete confidence in Popovic's leadership and decision-making. The governing body also highlighted the positive aspects of Australia's campaign. Several emerging players announced themselves on the world stage, suggesting the national team has a promising future. Young footballers demonstrated maturity, composure, and determination against some of the world's strongest opponents. Their performances provided hope that Australia can become increasingly competitive at future World Cups. Popovic himself remained proud of his squad despite the painful defeat. During his post-match press conference, he acknowledged the disappointment felt by players and supporters but insisted the experience would make the team stronger. He pointed out that many members of the squad are still early in their international careers and will continue improving with more club football and international exposure. Football Australia believes the long-term project is more important than reacting emotionally to one result. Officials noted that Popovic inherited the national team during a difficult qualifying campaign and successfully guided Australia to another World Cup appearance. Maintaining stability, they argued, is essential if the Socceroos are to compete consistently with football's elite nations. The organization also acknowledged that Australia's attacking play requires improvement. Although the team defended effectively throughout much of the tournament, creating and converting scoring opportunities proved difficult. Analysts observed that Australia struggled to produce enough goals during key matches, ultimately contributing to their elimination. Football Australia accepts that further development is needed in offensive tactics, technical quality, and player creativity. Beyond coaching, Football Australia stressed the need for broader structural improvements. Officials called for greater investment in grassroots football, youth development, coaching education, and football infrastructure. They believe long-term success depends not only on the national team's coaching staff but also on creating better pathways for young Australian players to reach the highest level. Heather Garrick explained that Australia needs a clear national football philosophy, improved scouting systems, and expanded development opportunities across the country. She argued that these initiatives would strengthen future generations and allow the Socceroos to compete more consistently against the world's leading football nations. Many supporters remain divided over Popovic's future. Some believe tactical conservatism limited Australia's attacking potential, while others argue he achieved respectable results with a relatively inexperienced squad. Football discussions across Australia have focused on balancing immediate success with long-term player development. Several football experts have suggested that criticism should be measured because Australia's exit came through one of football's cruelest methods, a penalty shootout. Matches decided by penalties often come down to tiny margins rather than clear differences in quality. The Socceroos were competitive throughout the contest and came close to progressing into the next round. Former players have also encouraged supporters to recognise the growth shown by Australia's younger generation. Players like Lucas Harrington, Jordan Boss, and Nestori Irankunda gained invaluable tournament experience that could shape the national team for the next decade. Their development may ultimately become one of the most important legacies of the 2026 World Cup campaign. Tony Popovic's coaching record also contributed to Football Australia's confidence. Before becoming national team coach, he enjoyed considerable success at club level, winning major domestic and continental honours. His experience as both a former Socceroo and accomplished coach gives the federation confidence that he understands what is required to build a competitive national side. The focus now shifts toward the 2027 AFC Asian Cup and preparations for future international competitions. Football Australia believes continuity in coaching will help maintain momentum and allow young players to continue developing within a consistent tactical framework. Rather than beginning another rebuilding process under a new manager, officials see greater value in supporting Popovic's existing project. Supporters naturally hoped for a deeper World Cup run, and the emotional pain of elimination remains significant. Nevertheless, Football Australia insists that success should not be judged solely by one result. The federation views the tournament as an important milestone in Australia's football journey, highlighting both existing strengths and areas requiring improvement. As post-tournament reviews continue, Football Australia has made its position unmistakably clear. Tony Popovic retains the full support of the organization's leadership, who believe he has earned the opportunity to continue leading the Socceroos. While lessons will undoubtedly be learned from the World Cup exit, officials remain convinced that stability, patience, and investment in youth represent the best path toward future international success. The coming years will determine whether that confidence is rewarded. For now, Football Australia has chosen continuity over change, placing its faith in Tony Popovic and a talented young generation to write the next chapter in Australian football history. Despite the disappointment of the World Cup exit, the federation believes the foundations have been laid for a brighter and more competitive future on the global stage.